day.
And it's going to be a very long, but good day.
We're going to be hanging out at America's Stonehenge today. America's Stonehenge is also known as Mystery Hill. It's located, where is it?
Salem, New Hampshire.
It's located in Salem, New Hampshire. And it's just shrouded in mystery. And one of the reasons why it's shrouded in mystery, well, why don't you tell them briefly what America's Stonehenge is, just briefly.
America's Stonehenge is it's a site or a location where there's all these stone structures and the stone walls. So it looks like maybe somebody perhaps had lived there at one point in time. But there's absolutely no historical record as to who built the location or why it's there or what it was used for.
Right. Now, one of the reasons why it's shrouded in such mystery is because... why? I mean, it wouldn't have to be the mystery that it is now. I mean, it probably still would be a mystery, but it probably wouldn't be the mystery that it is today if what?
If one of the owners of the property didn't modify it to support his own theory.
That is a problem. Because he was not a scientist. And I don't think he even called himself a scientist. I don't know. But whatever this guy was, he bought the land. The site was on it. He came to his own conclusion as to what the site was, and then what happened?
And then he realized that there were artifacts or some structures or something, we don't even really know what, but something there that would have disproven his theory. So he decided he was going to remove those artifacts or structures so that people couldn't argue that that shows that your theory is wrong.
That's not the way we do things. Right?
Right. We like to go in with an open mind, and we're trying to discover the truth about things. We don't decide, well, this is the truth, and that doesn't fit with the truth, so let's remove that. Let's not let people know about that. Let's not talk about that. Let's hide that. We don't do that. We go in, we try to find out what the truth is, and if we have any preconceptions as to what the truth may be, well, sometimes we find out that the evidence does not support our preconception, and that's just tough luck for us.
Right, that's truth. I mean,
that's what we're there for, is to figure out what's going on and what happened.
And that's happened before plenty of times. I mean, you have to be pretty humble to take a scientific approach or a truly skeptical approach to mysteries such as, for instance, America's Stonehenge, Mystery Hill. I mean, any type of mystery that you're going to try to scientifically take a sort of scientific approach to it. You have to be humble through the whole entire experience. Otherwise, how can you wind up with the truth? How can you wind up satisfied? So this guy, what he did, his goal, I don't believe his goal was to make sure that everybody... I don't think his
goal was not to find out what really happened there. His goal was to make everybody else believe what he thought happened there.
Right. That's exactly right. See, that's why he's here. He defines things just like that. That's exactly right. And that just... And he got what he wanted, didn't he?
He did. Now nobody has any idea what the source of this location was, or why it was built or who built it.
So we're here at America's Stonehenge. We're here a little bit early. We like to do that. We like to get here early so we can meet all the meetup members that are joining us today. And weather's looking pretty good. There is a little bit of cloud cover. There's a threat of rain this afternoon. I guess there's a nor'easter coming through tomorrow. a springtime nor'easter, so that's interesting. And I don't know, we're just familiarizing ourselves, or re-familiarizing ourselves with the location. We've got Tony back there, another meetup member, where is he, Robert? And that's basically it. We're gonna go and show you the America's Stonehenge sign. It was pretty quiet when we first arrived, but we thought we were gonna have a really slow day today because tomorrow's Earth Day, and it's one of the reasons why we put this meetup on this weekend, is because tomorrow's Earth Day and we wanted to do something to celebrate Earth Day. And you know, actually this is an exciting location because it has an interesting history, but it's gonna rain tomorrow real bad and Monday, so we expected initially that there wouldn't be very many people at all, but apparently with the rain, so we think everybody who is gonna come tomorrow has now decided to come today. Lucky us. That was good planning on our part. So here we are at America's Stonehenge. There's the sign. So if you ever come down this way and you see that sign right there, America's Stonehenge.
America's Stonehenge is located near the summit of Mystery Hill. It's a massive complex of stone chambers, walls, and large standing stones. Both radiocarbon dating, C14, and the placement of the astronomically oriented standing stones indicates this site was constructed at least 4,000 years ago. Like the Stonehenge of England, America's Stonehenge accurately plots many solar and lunar events such as solstices and equinoxes, as well as many ancient holidays. And we get to go see it today. With all our friends.
Let's go.
Here we are inside the gift shop at America's Stonehenge in Salem, New Hampshire. We have a world map on the wall here, and it shows some of the crossings of the oceans of some of the original explorers and ancient explorers. So we're showing a path here from 17,000 years ago, one here from 1398 AD, which is Sir Henry Sinclair, the Viking crossing in 1000 AD, and then the outings, which was 2,000 years ago. So here's one was 12th century Prince Madoc, and then another one from another 17,000 years ago. So people have been coming over here actually for longer ago than when Columbus discovered this continent. You see these little pictures on the map that indicates other megalithic stone structures that are in the United States and Mexico. So there's several right up here. There's one up in Canada. There's Vermont, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Massachusetts. They're fairly close together. You notice that they're all kind of clustered around the coastal regions. There's none really inland or middle United States area. And then back over here to the west coast, there's several over here. Again, closer to the coastal region. So, and then right down into Mexico and Guatemala. There's some down here in South America too, so Peru.
Everyone's inside getting their tickets to go inside of America's Stonehenge. So we're getting ready to go inside and see what the mystery is and see what America's Stonehenge is all about. So far, one of the most alluring aspects of America's Stonehenge to a couple of the members that are inside right now is the fact that there's a possibility that this site had human activity or human interaction 4,000 years ago, right around 4,000 years ago. Someone made an actual observation on the way in, how cool it would be to make contact with a spirit that's 4,000 years old. Agreed. That would be very interesting. And then the question came up. Would we even be able to communicate? Did they have a language back then? Was it definitely wasn't English. But did they have a language back then? How did they communicate with each other? How could we communicate with a spirit from that far back? If this place really is haunted, which people do say it is. How frustrated would a spirit be being in this location for 4,000 years? If time is linear to spirits. Gotta consider that. I'm definitely considering it.
Interesting. I'd like to know why they chose here. Why this was the spot to build something like that. I wonder why.
Because the ley lines go right straight down.
It's true, maybe they pick up on
The
the
ley lines go right down the floor.
Is that right?
Straight ahead.
That's an interesting fact. I didn't know. So,
A lot of energy.
the energy. And maybe, and I was thinking maybe because they lined up with certain stars.
Yeah.
And I don't know
sun,
about
it's all lined up. And it's just, they
It's a
didn't just
good-
throw anything anywhere.
They were
They know
very-
precisely what to do.
They were very smart.
They know what they're doing. I like some buildings today.
I wonder if this would pick up on any energy like this.
What is it?
This is a rose stone pendulum I just bought in the store.
There goes the happy crew. We're all heading into America's Stonehenge now. We're going to investigate, see what all the to-do is about. It's a pretty cool place so far. This is a conservation trail. Lots of bugs and ticks and things, so we all bug sprayed up back there. And we are on our way.
They go on the side.
Yep. Holler out, what's in there?
Nothing. I have a flashlight in my purse. I can look that way. There's a little bit of a
way out.
grab my purse. Oh, thank you. Put that flashlight in. You can come in. Okay. Go on in. My home is your home.
Yeah?
It looks like they were going to try to build a little deeper back to make like a little room or chamber over here.
Yeah?
Or maybe it was where they slept.
Maybe this was the newlyweds building. It does look like something was digging back there.
They were definitely going to build another chamber back here.
How do you know?
It's dug out, and it looked like they were. You could go.
Holler!
You could go fairly far back there, and they were, on the way of digging that out.
Okay, cool.
This would be awesome.
How tall is it in there?
Maybe 2 feet, foot and a half.
Okay.
Like before I leave in my home from now on, like take a baseline in my home.
Why?
And then take it out. So that I have, I know the area is controlled. I'm looking for a controlled environment. So I can use something to measure against. We got the blue stone, which came from a shop in England, in that Stonehenge area. They got this from the same place the original blue stones came from. So I'm going to measure, see if I can get some energy to come off of this and get a reading. And I'm not seeing anything. It's right underneath like that. I haven't gotten anything. Let me try and see if any energy is coming off of this rose stone. I got it right?
Still zero.
It's all
I
clear?
haven't picked up anything here. So it'll be interesting to see that if I go into another area where there's more activity, like near the sacrificial table or where people were, if I can pick up residual energy through, I hear these stones capture energy, I'm going to try to use this as a tool to see if I capture any spirit energy.
Okay.
And measure, and maybe if I can get some. Now I have something to compare.
I've been in there.
So 1 minute is a good start time, I think.
Pendulum. Gonna take it up with
Size
me.
in there?
See how it works. Pendulum. Gonna take it up with me. See how it works.
Up there?
Yeah, up there. When we get up there more.
You want to measure it before you go? See if it's charged?
Can.
Right there. Lorianne.
1 minute's good.
Oh, okay.
Lorianne.
Yep.
probably is because it's been in my bag. Nope. It's been in my bag with my protection stones. So.
No charge?
No charge. It would be funny if we came back to the same spot, ground zero, I'll call it, get a reading. Then we'll know.
So these are my protection stones.
Teresa's going to go into the stone hut over here to my left. She's going to bring her pendulum in there and see if she can get any kind of movement or any kind of charge in there from that. And see what happens.
It has a neutral charge right now.
It has a neutral charge right now, so see if we can pick up a charge or see if it'll find any energy in there.
Let's do it.
Good luck.
All right, energy. My husband just went in there.
You gonna do it in that cubby hole, or?
Yep, I'm just going to kind of do like a swift move around just to see if we have any energy anywhere.
Okay.
Right now we're reading 0. I know when we move it,
Whoa.
you're going to get slightly different numbers, so we're going to go kind of slow. So we're going to start in this corner. We have a 0.
Are you picking anything up? Or nothing at all?
Right now we have a solid standing 0.
Well, it's got 3. It's got 4. It's got this electric. Or magnetic.
Yeah.
Do magnetic or electric too.
So we're just fluctuating to a 0.01, which isn't really,
No. Put that on.
it's nothing. What I'll do is try to get a little bit up in there.
You
See if we've got any difference.
because it's almost dead. I gotta throw a new battery in it.
Yeah, I have one in my purse. 3. Seems like when I pass by this rock over here on the
Yeah.
right, I keep getting a 0.3, and then it goes right off.
Can you try and get that one more time? It went out of focus.
There was a 2.
This will pick you up. This is very sensitive.
It is moving. If she moves near it,
Yeah. It will
pick the rating.
There's the 2.
Do that more. Going in with pendulum to see if we can pick up any energy.
Are you going in?
I'm holding my hand up against the rock so it doesn't move.
Are we having anything yet?
It's going in
A
circles.
little bit of movement?
Yep.
See if you can get it to change direction. If there's, ask if someone's here to change direction.
Is anyone here who can change direction on the pendulum? I would love it if you can make it spin the other way.
Excellent. Thank you.
Hold on, I'm moving.
They're having a tea party in there without us.
Hold on, let me.
I also got this,
Is there anyone in here who can move this pendulum?
except alpha, beta, gamma rays.
Yes, Tony.
It's moving in a small circle. It was just going back and forth and now it's going in a circle.
So it's a radiation detector?
Yeah, radiation, alpha, beta, gamma rays.
Can you move it in the other way?
Which one?
Can you make it move in the other direction?
Yep.
The radon.
Okay.
This will go crazy if there's a radon.
Okay.
I had somebody blow smoke on it crazy, because you know it's not radiant,
Right.
smoke, right?
Yep.
Somebody smoke. It's pretty
Can you make it spin wider?
Yeah.
Is the K2 changed at all?
Well, how would that affect
Nope.
them if they're doing that in the house? How would the reading that in, how does that affect the people in the house?
Oh, well, it's giving cancers.
So,
But they can loosen it.
well, listen, okay.
The
So you
radon
can
will
think
make
that
it
they're seeing
hallucinate.
things.
Yeah, you see an aberration.
Right.
Ghost.
I can't hold my arm up here much longer. It's getting tired.
I think it's almost at a minute, so I think it's probably a good reading.
You see this.
Right now, Teresa and John and Lorianne are inside of that hut right there. They're trying to see if they can get a charge on the pendulum, right? Mm-hmm. Trying to see if being.
Mine must have come out. Is that something on the side of them?
They're trying to see if the pendulum will get charged while they're in there. They've been in there for a few minutes now.
I thought I said.
I'm getting ready to move on. Here they come. They're coming out right now.
I got mine, yeah.
The only thing that I saw was basic 0 reading all the way around. As we started going to the back, the little cubby hole, there was about a 0.01 every once in a while, which really isn't that big. But then when we passed one rock about 3 different times and we slowly passed, it reached about a 0.02 or 0.03. And then we decided to check another wall and come back to it, and then it was reading a steady 0. So I don't know what that means, but it could mean something. We don't want to jump to conclusions right now. So
What do you think?
Well, I put the pendulum near where her meter was, and we were getting a small spin, but asked it to reverse, couldn't get it to reverse, couldn't get it to spin any wider, so not really sure, kept it there for about a minute, so we'll see what we get up the road.
All right.
That's true.
Lower well.
What?
Lower well.
Oh, wow.
Located between two walls, one partially destroyed, has never been fully excavated due to its water levels, while the age of the well is unknown.
That's close. Usually it's down 50 feet.
The water's right to the top of them.
Yeah.
If we took a rock and dropped it, we still wouldn't know.
No.
I'm like, what?
Somebody go. Oh, it's stopping. There's
It looks like
definitely
it's trying to
energy.
circle now.
There's definitely energy right here.
Yeah, look, it looks like it's trying to circle now.
So Teresa's trying to use her pendulum over here.
There it goes again.
Teresa's using her pendulum in the corner of this fenced-in area. We're right near a well. It's called the lower well. And the pendulum is actually reacting to some sort of energy, and it's moving itself around. Could be due to the water. Water is known to cause a lot of energy interference.
Okay, I'm going to take this stick and put it across here so she can drape it over it. That way we know it's not her hand moving it. Stick in the hole.
That'll work.
And then if you just drape it over it, and we'll see if it still moves.
The pendulum is supposed to use the energy in your hand or through
Yeah.
your body,
Yep,
though,
but
or-
her hands are still touching it, so your energy's still there.
Get closer together, you guys. No, I meant John. And sorry.
Wait, I'm in a cobweb. All right. No, we're sure it's not the wind manipulating?
Nope, we're not sure.
There it goes, all on its own.
Well, the wind's blowing.
Yeah.
It wasn't blowing before, though.
It wasn't earlier, and
And look,
you
it's still
could
blowing,
feel
and now
it,
it's kind of slowing. It's slowing down.
I wonder if this was a sacred spot.
Teresa has now draped the pendulum over the stick
The
to
wind.
prevent any assumptions that her hand is moving the pendulum.
There's a little wind though.
There is some wind though, so that could be moving it. We'll let the wind die off a little bit and see what happens.
It's not the same. Earlier you could feel it. You know what I mean? There was energy. You could feel the energy. Earlier when I was holding it out, you could feel the energy, and it really started to rock. And you could feel the energy, and it doesn't feel the same as it did a few minutes ago.
When you were really holding it, you mean?
Yeah. I could feel almost a vibrate, and then it started to move. That's why I said, oh wow. But I wonder if it's touching these stones as well. Do you know what I mean? Because like my fingers aren't touching these stones anymore, which they were earlier. See, this is wind, and it's not.
We've just moved on to Site 7. This is actually the main site area, so we're going to move up through, and it's where the larger number of structures are, and this is where the sacrificial table is going to be too. So,
I was just reading through this whole thing. It's really cool. This whole section here is part of like a settlement area where they have like their little houses. And this is like the wall structure here that divides the well area from the structure area over here. And right in here, the roof is collapsed, but that over there used to be a little area where they lived. And this is the fire pit here where they would keep the fire for cooking. And then they have the stone wall sectioning off between that and the area where they carve their tools and make their soap and get their water. So it's kind of like a small piece of what they call the settlement around here. It's pretty cool.
That is great. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
What's going on? Anybody want to?
I took a picture in there, and this thing just went on face recognition, so it'll be interesting to see. It won't click until it recognizes the face, and it went off.
It shouldn't have any faces, right?
Last time that happened, something showed up. Let's see what happens.
Next to you. What iguana?
What's in there?
Robert.
I like iguanas.
What's going? Oh wow! What's going on in here?
It's fairly cool in here.
Temperature-wise?
Yeah. It's at least 2 to 3 degrees cooler in here than it is out there.
Okay, so it's nice in there.
Yeah.
Peek again.
What was this used for? Again, anyone? Someone?
That's a cute shot.
What was this used for?
Number 19.
Is this the one that goes under?
I'm trying.
They believe it was used as a galley grave.
A what?
What?
Galley grave?
What's that?
Thank you.
It says a galley grave is a form of megalithic tomb where there is no size difference between the burial chamber itself and the entrance passage.
Okay, we're going into where they said it was this is like the grave site that we're going to investigate. I'm going to try and just do an EVP, see if the EMF detector goes off. I took a picture already, maybe take another picture and just kind of check it out, see if we get anything. And I'm recording. This is Maureen. I'm recording inside a stone structure we think is a burial site in America's Stonehenge. And I'm going to ask a question. If there is any spirits here that want to speak with us or communicate, say something into this recorder. Is anyone here with us?
So Teresa, John, and Maureen are inside the galley grave, and they're trying to do an EVP session, and they're also taking some EMF readings. So we're going to be very quiet and let them try and do their EVPs.
My EMF detector just lit up to the yellow light. It didn't stay long. It was a couple of seconds and went back out. Is there someone here with us? Is there anyone that was buried here?
I don't know what he's doing. What are you doing? What are you using?
Checking for radiation.
Checking for radiation?
Checking for radiation.
What does it mean when it beeps?
It means it's picking up alpha, beta, or gamma rays.
Yeah. Picking up alpha, beta, or gamma rays.
Right. Well, we don't know which one it is.
But we don't know which one?
Most likely it's alpha.
Most likely alpha rays. What do alpha rays do?
They're not good for you.
They're not good for you?
No, radiation's not good.
If you're here with us, can you go near that machine? There's a little gray machine with a red light. Can you do something to make that move? Make that light up or move?
How'd it go in there?
I don't know.
I didn't really, I don't know until I listened to the recording later. My hand was tingling. I don't know what that was about, but that's the only weird thing that I felt. But yeah, I'll wait and see what I get in the EVP recording.
Hand was tingling, the one that you were holding that with, or the other one?
Just the other one that was sitting on the ground. I had one hand down on the ground, touching the ground. The other one was up holding this. And just tingling a little bit. It felt a little cool. It is cool in there.
69.3, according to John's
What is it outside?
millimeter.
Probably 74, 75.
Was the tingling any different
It
than...
almost felt as if something was touching it, to be honest with you. It felt like something was touching on my left hand, and it started tingling.
Oh, so it wasn't like when you like sit like that for a long period, then your hand starts to tingle. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Those hurt. Yeah, it wasn't pins and needles like that. I would have moved. It wasn't like uncomfortable where you want to get your blood going where it hurt or you have to move again. It was just weird. It was like tingling and cold.
Do you want to go down around? We can go, if we follow around the path.
Yeah.
If we walk through this area and follow down around the path, we can get into the sacrificial table area. This area where Teresa is sitting right now is called the sun deck. And this was rebuilt back in the 1980s. And I think that it's been restructured at least a few times over the course of its lifetime. But this is like a sun deck. This is where people would come and hang out and enjoy the sun and chill.
Are you chill?
I'm chill.
Chill, dude.
Bill and I are in what's called the Oracle Chamber. And there are 4 different sections of this Oracle Chamber. Photos from 1915 show this open area to have once been capped with a large roof slab. And in 1983, the outer left corner wall and wall to the right of the vestibule entrance were restored. There's an upper drain section, there's a secret bed section, and a speaking tube section. There's a whole bunch of different sections in here marked off by letters, but the most interesting piece is this speaking tube right here. So this leads right out to the sacrificial chamber, the sacrificial table area. So they believe that maybe high priests or somebody would be sitting in here and they'd be talking through here, so it'd act like a voice or a spirit voice coming out around the table. So people would think that the gods or somebody was trying to speak to them.
Let's try it. You want to try it?
John and Teresa have walked around right now. They're going to go stand out there. I'm going to talk through this tube, and they're going to record what they hear on the other end.
Do you want to be on this side or that side? Do you want to hear it? Do you want to hear it go out?
Go ahead, you go here and I'll stay here.
Wait, this way.
Yeah, go this way.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I can like hear them walking.
Yeah. Sounds really echoing.
We'd rather just desert it.
Wait. Try it now.
I could hear him.
Yeah.
Hello?
Can't hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
What does it sound like?
Like you're in a cave.
Like you're in a cave?
Do I sound like a spirit voice?
No, because you can't get too close to it.
Can't get too close to it? Oh, you can't get close to it.
Darn it. Sorry. So speaking tube's right there. That's the bed. Must be the bed then.
So it's large enough for a person to crawl and be completely hidden, and they can observe all the activity.
So only certain ones maybe were allowed to see it.
That's
So
true.
that's where they went?
Yeah.
So, where is it? Oh, it's right there.
And there's an even bigger entrance right
Wait a sec, you guys. I can't get.
Should someone crawl in there?
Let me see.
Feel free.
If anything's watching the activity in here.
I'm not even scared.
I'm going to go inside on the, what's it called? The secret bed. It's an actual place where a person can go in and observe all the activity without being seen.
What activity?
Anything gets happening in here. Which I assume that this was a pretty active area for the people that lived here. The chamber area. I didn't read all that, but...
Probably where all the lies are told.
Let's try the Oracle Chamber, so
Piece of wood and
they
hollow
must have
wood.
Alright, got my flashlight.
There you go.
Can I fit?
There you go.
And they spoke to the Oracle.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, it's really cold in here.
And yeah, it feels nice.
It feels nice. Yeah. Wow.
What's that little side table in the corner there? And you put your stuff in? Bedtime. You
There's
drink?
a little hole in the back to the right where you can kind of see what's happening outside.
Wow.
Not a huge hole, but it's definitely big enough where you can hear everything.
Does it feel Whoops, hold on. Does it feel claustrophobic in there? Or?
A tiny bit, but it's actually quite spacious for me because I'm pretty tiny. And then there's a little area right here that if someone were to be laying down inside it, which I am totally not thin enough to do, you could see everything that's happening out there and no one would know you're here.
Someone point there.
So I'm almost wondering if there's...
Oh crap, sorry. Someone get in there and point so I can see her light coming out.
Can you see me? Can you actually see me from there? Oh,
Hide it there, they can talk.
so they can talk back and forth. So if I lay down like this, that's the only way.
Can you get your hand out?
Yep.
Oh, there you are. There she is. I found something.
So I'm so tiny, if they resembled the size of me, it would be practically impossible
So their identity
to know
was
that someone
hidden
is
this
here.
way. They were definitely hidden, whoever they were that was watching.
I imagine it was for safety precaution.
Yep, somebody
Reach
was
out and
hidden.
grab people when they go by.
Nobody would know the one who's watching.
I'm sure I'm covered in mud now.
So all the spirits.
And we thank you.
We don't know you.
The things we do to get what we need. Awesome investigator.
What's ahead?
Ceiling's a little high in here. A little low here.
Oh yeah.
Take a picture of that too. What's that one?
Are you going in there?
No, I'm just gonna take a picture.
Yeah.
You are? Okay, cool.
It's got the little thing on the side. Put your alarm clock.
I know,
your
right?
water.
You'd be all set.
No modern facilities at that time.
That's even better.
It's starting to go in a circle, ain't it? It is.
It is, and it's leaning out that way.
Yep.
It's moving toward Tony. No, seriously, Tony.
It's at an angle.
Point at you.
And it's swinging at an angle.
A lot bigger than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Very cool in two ways.
Yep, money.
Oh,
You know, this kind of symbolic feeling to me when I came out of there. It's like you're in the underground, and then you come back into the living. You know what I mean? It's like the dead and the living.
Oh, wow.
Symbolic feeling coming out of there. I wonder if they did that for a reason.
Maureen, you need to come up here, dear. There's a lot of energy.
Wait a second. Is that really doing that, or are you swinging it? You're not swinging that? We're going up to above where the sacrificial chamber is, like up above it. There's a Teresa has her pendulum up here, and it's swinging like crazy. It looked like she was moving her hand, but I asked her. It's on video. She's not swinging her hand at all. It's just moving all around, and it's moving in the direction toward Tony and toward Maureen.
What I did was I measured the energy. There was none that came off this rose stone.
Wait a sec.
Oh.
You measured the energy where?
I went down to the beginning of this trail when we first measured by a log in an area where nothing could interfere, and we took out an EMF detector, and I held a rose stone pendulum near it to see if any energy could come off or be measured. There was nothing. So I sealed it up in a little container away from anything that could affect it, and I did not take it out again until just now, where I have placed it on the sacrificial altar in America's Stonehenge. I'm timing it for 1 minute. I'm going to take it back off there and then go back down to, I call it ground zero, the original place of measurement, and see if I get anything. Herb is timing me for 1 minute. Is it up yet?
And it's 1 minute right now.
Okay, so I have to get it off the table. Okay, now it's going to go back. This is the rose stone pendulum, and it's going to go back into a sealed container, and then I will go down again to the first place we got the measurement and see if I have any difference, anything different goes on. Okay, I'll put it back in its place. So, that was amazing.
When we were up there, we were using the pendulum, and I held it out, and it was right at a dead stop, and this got swinging in a big arc because spirit energy supposedly moves it and can answer questions through it. So a straight line is a yes. If it swings back and forth in a straight line is a yes. If it swings in a circle, it's a no. And so I was asking it, I let it kind of get its feel first, and then I told it to stop, and it stopped. And I asked it questions, and it would answer the questions, and in between each question I would say stop, and it would go completely stopped again. And I would ask it a question. I asked if it was a male or a female. It was a male. Asked if he had children, and he did. Asked if he had more than one, and he did. Asked if he had more than three, and he did.
And by then my arm was going numb from sitting it on the fence. So I thanked him and needed to stop, but I wish I could have kept going because that was amazing.
How do you know that the wind wasn't blowing the pendulum while you were moving, while you were holding it up there?
Because we got a gust of wind and it stopped.
So
It wasn't swinging with the wind, it actually stopped when the wind blew. When it was swinging in a big arc. And at one point, it was moving towards you, and it literally, John has it on camera, and I hope he caught it on the camera, it was at an angle, and it was swinging.
Wow.
Towards you, down here.
I could actually, from here, I had my camera looking up there and watching what was going on. You could actually see it moving from down here. It was so significant, the movement of the pendulum.
I was staying you have a little bit of movement in your hand no matter what you do, but I was staying completely still.
Okay.
I had my arms supported. That's why it went numb after a while. But
and if your hand was moving, it would be you might swing the pendulum a little bit.
A little bit.
But this thing was going
around in circles. It was swinging like this.
Right. Did the pendulum react to anybody else while you were up there?
It did react to John initially, but then once I started to ask questions, when he would ask a question, it wasn't reacting until I asked it, and then it would react again.
Sounds like something was definitely communicating with you.
But initially it was reacting to John. So he was asking the questions and I was just holding it. Amazed.
Do you think we could repeat it? We'd be willing to go back up there?
Yeah, we can try it.
Let's try to repeat it.
Get my arm to stop being numb here.
Okay, we're heading back up to the top, over the top of the sacrificial altar to see if we can ask questions, get a reaction again from the pendulum. Come on, Maureen. Tell me when you're gonna. Are you filming now? Okay. What we're gonna do now? We're gonna hold the pendulum up because it's windy. We want to check it in the wind before we start doing anything. So we're holding the pendulum up into the whatever wind is around, so we can see what kind of movement it might make before we start asking questions.
So it's me moving.
It's minimal movement.
I'm trying to. I gotta get comfortable again. It's hard to stand here and hold this.
Okay.
So putting our thumbs up to indicate that we agree with what Maureen is saying. And if any of us disagree, we can put our thumb down to indicate that we disagree with what Maureen is saying.
Okay, I can still feel a breeze. The pendulum's just minimal movement. Now we're going to ask a question to see if this pendulum really makes a movement. We should be able to tell. Okay, go ahead and ask your question.
Is there a male with us?
Definitely getting movement, horizontal, back and forth.
Be careful moving the fence as you leave.
Everyone get off the fence, okay? Let's not have anybody on the fence so we don't have any interference.
Okay, stop.
We've all pretty much backed off the fence not to let that interfere. So let's try asking another question, okay? What can we ask?
I know you told me earlier that you had children. Did you have boys?
The pendulum is making a circular motion.
Do they agree?
Do you agree? Do you agree? You can see a small circular motion. Do you agree? You can feel the wind a little bit. So you think it's attributed to the wind. Let's wait till the wind stops then. I don't feel the wind or hear the leaves now. Do you guys agree? Let's ask.
Did you have boys?
I'm seeing a horizontal back and forth motion. Do you guys agree? And that means what, Teresa?
It means yes.
It means yes if it goes horizontal. Back
Stop. I want to ask you another question. Did you have any girls?
It's like a circular motion. Do you guys agree? Yeah. And I don't feel any wind right now. Do you? Okay, so we're thumbs up.
No, you don't have any girls. Stop.
It's going the opposite way.
It is. It's going in reverse.
You guys, ask if they agree. You guys, is it going in the opposite way?
It is going the opposite way.
Stop.
It's going clockwise now.
It's going the opposite way.
Yeah, it's clockwise. Stopped. Right now it's stopped.
All right, let's make an exit out of this.
We're going to go now. I'm very glad you came and talked to me twice today. It's been really nice. It's been nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
So we've just repeated our pendulum session up here above the sacrificial table, and Teresa was able to, we believe, communicate with, I'm not sure if it's the same spirit or at least another spirit while she was up here. So we got some positive answers or some yes answers and some no answers to her questions. So we're going to actually move on to another area of the site now and see if we can find some more energy.
I mean, it still moved a little bit with your hand, but are you able to feel the presence?
So I just came back from the other side recording the pendulum. Seems like we got a lot of good responses like we did the first time. They weren't quite as strong as before, but still very significant. Now we're going to move on. After I pack up, are you,
That's your water?
no, that's mine.
Need a drink?
So now we're going to see the astronomical.
The Astronomicron.
Call me?
The astronomical rock layouts. The
Astronomical Trail.
The astronomical trail. What this guy said right here. That guy right there. Yes. Oh, there. Yeah.
So this is the summer solstice sunset monolith. And it says in here that the stone lines up with an important astronomical event. The summer solstice sunset, the most northerly setting of the sun at this latitude approximately 4,000 years ago.
There's that number again. 4,000 years ago.
Yeah.
That cat is just a youngin.
That was little.
A youngin? Is that like an onion?
Look how square is that one. That looks like they cut to the square shape. Right here. I wonder if that was where they... Is that the marker stone to stand in front of something? What is that square shape thing?
The observation point is where all of these focal points are measured from. They're all, actually looked out upon. I mean, if they say summer solstice or south, then from that central point there is where they would look out and pinpoint that part.
Do you think there was something on this, like a stand or something, or somebody just stood here?
But what would it be?
Could have been something on there for the sun to shine through to hit something on that. Because I've seen that before, where the sun will come through.
So this one here says it's the February 1st sunset alignment. And it says this is aligned to the setting sun on the first day of February. It also lines up with the northern edge of a stone circle 25 feet to the west.
I didn't see a circle over there.
I think the west is right. That's the south wall.
It's looking like it's that way on this thing.
West should be over this way.
Yeah, it's that way.
West is this way?
Down there?
Oh, it's east.
No, that's a compass.
Oh, there's a big rock standing up over there. What is that?
My GPS up in the truck.
What does his name say?
I don't know. Let us go see.
Sounds
West
like
is...
Hey, what? I'm going to see what this big rock is that's standing up.
West is over there.
Over there.
Oh.
25 feet that way is a rock circle.
Actually,
West.
west is down.
That's what it said.
Well, it's not over there. It's there.
It has a almost like a.
The winter solstice sunset monolith.
This is the winter solstice sunset rock.
Suspected.
What?
The winter solstice. Solstice. The winter solstice sunset rock.
The stone marked the southernmost set of the sun almost 4,000 years ago. But it's off today because of the Earth's tilt has changed.
The southernmost setting of the sun.
Yes, that's 4,000 years ago. But not today because the Earth tilt moved. So it's not accurate today.
All of these points have to be observed from the observation tower, because that's where they actually focus on all of these different points. Was from there. That was built in '75. That wasn't part of the original structure.
That's where they stood.
That's where they stood, though.
Probably a mountain there or
Maybe
something.
you told me where
Yeah.
you see them, where you stand,
Yeah.
you look around.
And all these trees wouldn't have been here either.
No.
Probably not.
No.
They've kept them cleared so you could still see the
Right.
lines over the
I mean,
years.
that tree
This
could be
was
50
all-
years old, but it's not definitely not 4,000 years old.
There's only one thing here that's 4,000 years old. Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry.
We're wrapping up the day.
So hoping
Every-
to get a variance.
Everybody's kind of hanging out back there. You can see them behind me. They're getting ready to go into the building, the gift shop, and then head out. We're going to do another excursion that we all agreed to go do after this, so the day's not over yet. It's unplanned, but we can't wait to do it. We're on our way back to the place where we did the first readings with the rose quartz pendulum. Maureen's rose quartz pendulum, she's right there.
Yep.
And we didn't get any readings, it wasn't charged, the environment wasn't charged. Now that we've been all around and we've put the pendulum on different places, or the
Put it on the sacrificial table.
yeah, we're going to see if maybe, for 1 minute, we're going to see if maybe had any type of effect. This could be interesting. Hold
We
on.
can see if this rose stone, the crystals inside, or whatever properties it has picked up any residual energy. So we're headed right back to point 1.
That's exactly what she just said. Is this the place right here?
We are using, this is the original place at this log where this pendulum they have inside this case was measured to see if there was energy as a baseline. There was nothing. We're using the same detector and the same pendulum. We're going to take, this pendulum has been placed for 1 minute on the sacrificial altar at this site. Now we're going to measure again to see if we find any energy that's been picked up, any changes. Do I have it in the right spot?
Mm-hmm.
If it maintains at 0.1,
you can leave it where it is.
Oh, nothing.
Nope, no reading at all.
Okay, so I do not get any reading. Apparently, no energy has been stored inside this object.
1 minute's not a lot of time, though. Who knows?
No, and next time maybe you can leave it longer. Maybe it needs to charge longer.
We just finished up our last meetup, our official meetup. It was at America's Stonehenge. We had an awesome time. These meetup members are very inquisitive, and we learned a lot, and we explored some stuff. It was pretty cool. So now we're going over to a cemetery in Derry, and we are looking forward to seeing some impressive slate headstones and some really old stones. There's some new burials there. There's also some really old burials there, so we're going to take about a 10-minute drive down the road, and that's what we're doing. So I'll keep you updated. This should be fun. It's impromptu. Everybody wants to do it, so that is awesome. It's really bringing energy, a really positive vibe to this experience, so let's do this.
I think it's been a good day overall. The weather was awesome. I think everybody had fun walking around and learning about the America's Stonehenge slate, as well as the rock walls and things that are around it. I think everybody's kind of hot and tired right now. We're going to head over to a cemetery and check that out too. So, all in all, it's been a pretty good day so far. What'd you think?
I had fun. I always have fun when we go out to places and get to do hands-on exploring, and I love crawling into places and crawling around places, and America's Stonehenge has that. You know,
it certainly does.
And like, I love going to places with sacrificial tables.
Yes, sacrificial tables rule.
It's true, they do. And actually, we had a couple of us had plans to actually sacrifice someone in the group, but we wound up going a totally different way, so they got off lucky this time.
Who was it?
It was Herb. Maureen was right ready to.
Was she?
Yes. And if she was ready, I was definitely ready. And Lorianne was totally in. I figured by that point everybody would be in, except her, which doesn't really matter, does it?
Peer pressure and all.
So we met a couple of interesting people today that we hadn't, or a few interesting people today that we hadn't met before. We learned some new things, and I don't know, we had a good time. So right now we are on our way to the cemetery, and you're coming with us. Okay.
This is a really cool headstone.
Yeah.
It has the sun and the moon and the stars, 3 candles. It has
the
can't remember what
Mason
that
thing.
Yeah, the Mason sign, a Bible. It has 2 things here. Then it has a shoe, a tombstone, a coffin, and a dagger. Isn't that great? There's some just awesome stones in here. Over there, there's some really old skulls. Where are the teeth? Over here.
Over here. Ooh.
In here, which is what caught John and mine's attention. These husband and wife ones. So that one has dual portraits, and that one actually has the 2 cherubs touching in the middle. So we've got the 2 cherubs with the bird and the flying hands of time on that one, and then on this one you've got 2 portraits. And there's a lot of these double stones in here with the husband and wife, and a lot of this memento mori. That's on a lot of stones.